Hi, it says we're live. I am here today in my sunroom, and I have my friend Emma Kozlowski here with me. I said that right, Emma? I never say your last name to you. I read it. It's so easy. So I have Emma here with me today, and I'm super excited about this. What we are wanting to do is talk about how Emma, she's going to be our first person I get to interview on this new thing we're going to do once a month called Moms Inspire Moms. And Emma's going to tell us about what she does at her house. And I have all kinds of questions for her that I'm excited to hear. So let me start with a question for Emma for you guys to get to know her a little bit before we finish our introduction. Emma, if you had your choice and your husband said to you, we are going on vacation, you tell me, would you rather have a beach vacation alone without kids or hiking in the mountains? Which kind of girl are you?
So when you say alone without kids, that changes everything. Because going away alone without kids, I would definitely be at the beach, like an all-inclusive resort, lay there and have someone like take care of me. If I was going away with kids, I would probably say like the mountains, the lake. The beach with kids is tough, but with someone serving me a drink at the beach sounds amazing.
It does, doesn't it? It does. So Emma is the mom of 3 kids. And Emma, I want you to just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do every day. Because I know it's a lot.
I take care of 3 kids. I'm a stay-at-home, work-at-home mom. I have 3 kids, 4 and under. My son just turned 4. My daughter just turned 2. And my 4-month-old little baby Reese is just joined our family. So that is my full-time job, is taking care of them.
It sure is.
Very, very busy. My son is in preschool a few hours a day, and then we're just playing and having fun and doing all the chores around the house. And on top of that, I do what I love, and I help other entrepreneurs with their marketing. So I am a entrepreneur at heart. I started my own business, I think 6 or 7 years ago now, where I was doing a handmade accessories business. Before that, I was a teacher, full-time special ed teacher. And then I realized that I had this entrepreneurial bug where I wanted to do something for myself and make something for other people. So I loved every aspect of running my own handmade business, but I was making everything. And then, after I had 2 kids, I said, okay, I think I'm ready to kind of put pause on my own business because I was spending a lot of time making things. And I wanted to be able to focus on my family, but then I still had that entrepreneurial bug. Like I still needed to do something. So
and you were so good at it. I mean, I was one of the people who were like, but you're so good at this whole thing.
Right. There were so many things that I loved about the business. I just didn't always love making things. I was not as talented as Mary with her craftsmanship.
You were.
But I still wanted to be able to do what I love and do something for myself. Even though, I'm working, it's still something I love. So I decided to start working with other entrepreneurs, other creative entrepreneurs like Mary, to help them grow their businesses. And so that's what I've been doing now for the last 2 years. And I love it. I love having something, again, for myself, something I can like put my mind to other than just like when I need to feed babies and change diapers. And I love working with other creative women like you.
Oh, that's so cool. Now, I'll go back a little bit and I'll talk about how Emma and I met. I lived in Connecticut at the time, and I was just lonely for friends who had businesses because I have so many wonderful friends, but it takes very special day-to-day activities of a website owner, a maker, to kind of understand what we're going through all the time. So I actually sought out on Instagram. I did like hashtag search. I was so new on Instagram. I think this was about 3 to 4 years ago. I'm not exactly sure, but I know that I first put out an invitation to, I think, like 4 of you. And we were all in Connecticut, and we all had handmade businesses, but not in any kind of competition against each other, which was ironic because I think I honestly would have just invited anyone at the time to come. But we met for dinner. There were 4 4 different businesses there represented, 5 women. And we hit it off so well, didn't we, Emma? It was just so encouraging and so much fun to hear. I think that first dinner lasted like 3 hours, just like, oh my gosh, me too. Oh my gosh, me too. So at the time Emma was making the handbags.
Yeah, it's so nice to find that community of people that you can connect with and that understand what you're doing. I mean, I talk to my husband about business all the time, and I think he's like, okay.
Yeah, me too. Every night I give an update.
Go call Mary. But it's so, even though we weren't always able to get together in person a lot, it's still so nice to have those connections, like meaningful connections with each other that we can text each other anytime. And because we know what, the struggles and the joy of owning a business.
Yeah, I mean, just watching each other succeed has been super exciting too. Whenever one of us have had a big win, it's been fun. I remember the night Danielle and her mom bought us dinner when they got their first big wholesale contract. That was so fun.
Yeah.
So, that's how we met. But then I started realizing how good Emma was at, she had these different choices on her website at the time. And if you hovered over it, it would show you what the initials would look like a certain way. I was like, ooh, this girl is really good at her marketing skills. And I was watching her Instagram, and we all were. And so when Emma told us that she wanted to pursue marketing, we were like, okay, you can help me. Please help me. Please help me. So Emma worked with me getting started with A Great Hope. She helped me launch that program off the ground. You guys never saw her because she was behind the scenes, but she built the Facebook group for that and did other things. But then what happened, Emma? You got really, really busy. So tell us about that. What happened there?
Yeah, so I started working for another client and a few other clients that I was able to, kind of like take over and kind of do everything, which was a really great opportunity where I was able to, run the Shopify and, run the influencer program and really grow that business, which was fantastic. And then I had another baby. And, I think throughout that time where, I've worked with a few different clients, I've been able to experience different businesses but take the same practices and ideas and principles that I love and apply them to any different business. So, although Mary is a baby product, I worked with another, home decor blanket company. And I just believe in focusing on simplicity and focusing on clarity. And so that's what I do is, I look at any website, any social media, any business, and I immediately just kind of see, I think this is one of my frustrations is I always see the negative. I always see the problems, but then I'm able to kind of look and say, well, hey, this is what it looks like, but these are the things that could be changed in order to, get the final result. So, I guess that's like my superpower is kind of looking at, really with a critical eye and seeing, how can we make this better and clearer for your customers in order to really get them to understand what you have to offer. I think that's the problem, that the struggle that so many creative entrepreneurs have is
that's what it is. Our creative minds
have so many amazing things, and Mary's always coming up with new ideas and it's great, but then to be able to explain that to the customer and say, this is what we have and this is what makes it so great and this is why it would benefit your life. That's where I love, that's the thing I love to do.
And you're very good. I think that she's right. The hardest thing for a very creative minded person like myself to do is explain it in a clear and easy way. So if you have that kind of a superpower, there are things you can do. So Emma, I know for sure, I already know the answer to this, but I want you to tell us, you didn't just wake up knowing this stuff, right? You didn't just say, hey, I think I'd like to be a marketer. I'd like to help people with their marketing. And then you didn't wake up one morning and all of a sudden know it all. Tell us a little bit about how did you hone your marketing knowledge?
Yeah, well, I'm always learning. Like I said, I used to be a teacher, so I'm used to kind of being in school and constantly educating myself. I'm always I'd never actually taken a formal class, surprisingly.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm always I love listening to podcasts. I love reading business books. I love reading any articles. And I'm always in my free time on social media, but consuming as much positive stuff on social media as I can that I find inspiring. But there's so many great resources out there for anything you want to learn, and free resources. So, as a mom who might be home with young kids, if social media is something that you want to get into, listen to a podcast. I think I told Mary the other day, my kids are going to be business owners when they're older, because that is all we do is listen to business podcasts in the car. So actually, I'm in the process of trying to find a new car to buy. So if anyone has any suggestions for a good 3-row car, I'm not really into the minivan, but I right now have 3 kids in the back seat of my car, and they're
that is tight.
punching, kicking. The baby had a foot in her face the other day. So, but I usually will get in the car and just put on a podcast and just soak it in, because that's my quiet time is in the car, even though the kids are yelling. But I love telling. So I keep saying podcast, but that is there's so much good value, or listening to a Facebook video or YouTube. It's all out there, which is so awesome. And then it's just a matter of clarity and simplifying and being all right, well, what do I want to focus on this week? And just,
I know you did. I know you took the classes of the Business Made Simple. Wasn't that a story brand? And those were because we talked about that a lot while you were taking those. Those were amazing classes, and they helped clear the message also.
That story brand framework of just clarity and not confusing your customers, and also telling your story, I think is so important too.
Well, I really appreciate that. I know that I know firsthand that Emma is highly skilled in all of the things that she's helping me, a great baby, with. But while I was thinking about it, I just think that there are so many moms who are home. And for example, my daughter-in-law, Mandy, has a degree in marketing. She did go to school for marketing. She's home raising her kids, and during the day, she works for me while her kids go down for a nap. And she has just a couple of hours, and she is who loads in our products, and Emma will help her and advise her on how things are going to be loaded. So I know that is a skill for her as well. But what I hope to do with these Moms Inspire Moms interviews is show women that hey, you know what? I am very neat and organized in how I present myself. Or maybe someone is very neat and organized in how they present their home. And I will tell you guys firsthand, that is a skill I will pay for. Mm-hmm. Because if you can just look at something and see a way to make it easier for someone else's life, then moms, that's something people like me need. Mm-hmm. That is something that people need. Maybe you're a really good painter, and when it's time to paint your house, it should be you who does it and not your husband, because maybe he paints around the pictures that are hung on the wall, and I really did hear of someone who did that once. And maybe you are meticulous with that. So what I hope to do is inspire people to think about what it is they do. What is your superpower? Mm-hmm. And what can you do to help your family with it? I love that Emma is home. I know that she's working all the time. Mm-hmm. While she's changing diapers, while she's vacuuming, while she's doing all the things, she's also working and she's thinking. And I just want to encourage people that there is something you are very, very good at, and something that let me turn that comment off. I'm going to also turn that banner off, because when we talk on Facebook, it transcribes it for us, so it kind of gets confusing there. But that is what I hope to do with these interviews. Yeah. So Emma, how many hours a day would you say that you actually spend? I don't mean on me, but I mean on your work.
Well, it changes every day, but I'm probably doing stuff at 4 or 5 hours a day, in the morning, in the night, and here and there. But that's also, I'm in the process of starting to develop my own new
Tell
business.
Us about that. Yeah.
So I've like I said, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I love to I love the whole business world. So now as a mom, I understand the need for different products. So I'm exploring a product-based and community-based business that I'm in the very beginning phases of, just kind of doing some research and doing some interviews and putting together a business plan. And I'm not going to share too much, but it's exciting to take everything I've learned, but there's still so much that about the business world that I don't know. So it's a fun adventure to be able to learn. But my biggest focus for this business is for moms, and for moms to I want to be able to provide a place for moms to focus on enjoying the simple moments of motherhood. So I think that we can get so wrapped up in the craziness of motherhood. And so I'm excited to really focus on the positive moments that we experience with our kids.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Emma's learning some of the fun things that I have learned about where to get products and how to sample them, and so many things that I have learned throughout this goes. So, of course, I would never put you on the spot, Emma, and ask you about how much money is it you can help your family with. But let's say we could break this into, and here's something I'd like to do with each person I talk to, and you don't have to answer anything that you don't want to, so I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I think that some of us would like to be able to put money away for Christmas. I want to earn a little bit of money and I want to put it away for Christmas. Some of us would say, I would like to earn a little bit of money so that I could buy our family our groceries. Some people would say, I would like to earn as much money as my husband. So somewhere on the spectrum of where those ranges go, would you say that your goal for yourself, would you like to help next summer go on vacation, or would you like to say, heck no, I want my husband to be able to retire?
Well, I think right now vacation sounds amazing. So I definitely working, so that we can go on some vacations, and that really just being able to contribute to just the household as well. But I would say, like, if I'm going to say a big ambitious dream of mine would be to out earn my husband. And my husband likes to have investments, property investments. So if I can contribute and let him focus on that, then that would be amazing.
Awesome.
But I have to be realistic too, because right now my full-time job is being a mom. So that's, my big dream of maybe when my kids are in school and I have a little bit more time to focus on the business.
I love it. Yeah.
That's the hardest thing, I think, and any mom can understand that is, right now my mother-in-law has the kids. And so it's a lot of work to, scoop up 3 kids and get them out of the house. So it's
I talked to you at 10, you were at the park with those children.
I was at the park.
So. And they still needed to go to mother-in-law's and you get back home. So you are magic.
Yeah, we
are fast.
But I think the biggest thing for me is just accepting, like, the season of life that I'm in, and that this is I'm happy being home with my 3 kids, but I know that this work and starting my own business and working with other entrepreneurs, that truly makes me happy and fills my bucket. So it's about finding that key word, that word that everyone talks about, balance, but just finding that balance so that I'm happy and so that my kids are happy, and that, I feel like I'm contributing to both pieces. That's like a constant battle, but it truly does. What I'm doing right now makes me so happy. So I'm willing to, like, put in that extra work to find that balance.
Right. My friend Pam is an owner of a shop, and she's on with us today. And she says, we share the same goals. Yeah. I have always admired people who are home with their kids and don't feel, I'm trying to turn this off, sorry. Yeah. People who, how do I say this? I've always personally needed something for myself. And I think that's just a God-given talent and dream that he put inside of me. Emma, I could ask you, you're right here. Have you known all your life that you wanted to be in business? Did you dream up it? See, so I did. I actually, at like 8 years old, began, what could I make to sell? So for me, sewing was an avenue to having a business, believe it or not. Now, I love to sew and I love the whole mechanics of putting something together. But for me, it always was a drive I had within me to help me have a business.
Mhm.
So what I started out the sentence to say was, I think that when you have something of a talent, something of a God-given ability that helps you during the day to think about, and quite honestly, it could just be crafts, right? Like it could
Mhm.
just be you're passionate about making quilts and giving the very best, and anyone who ever wants to give me a quilt, I would love one. But giving away this joy, that could be something you're passionate about. But what I like to do, because it's something that I always was very benefited as a young mom, is encourage women to do something that gives them that kind of joy,
Right.
like you're talking about, like, right, like, so you love this business, you love these podcasts, you love learning, you love helping me and others who are lucky enough to benefit from your help. Do you have any advice or any ideas to trigger another mom who's home and she's going, you know what, I am really sick of counting how many diapers I've changed this week.
Mhm.
I wish I had something else to think about.
Well, I think the biggest thing is getting out there and connecting with other people like Mary and I have done through Instagram. And then also asking for, some advice. I had a friend who was kind of same situation. She wanted a little extra income for her family. So she started doing social media for a friend that owned a business. But she was like, Emma, I don't know where to start. So I was able to kind of help her and, share a lot of the resources that I have. So find something that you
Yeah.
so I think social media is a great thing that, helping local businesses with, or if you have a friend or family.
Especially
But
people my age who don't totally get
so,
it.
but that's so nice is that, again, just start Googling and see what you can find. I think for me, the biggest thing is like, I was always afraid to like invest in a big program or whatever, because there's a lot out there that I feel like people like to sell you different programs. But I was always like, well, let me see what I can do on my own first, especially if you're
Yeah,
on a tighter budget, try to see what you can learn on your own. Maybe
right.
reach out to some other people with questions or help. I think so many people are willing to answer and help you. So,
I think so too. I think so too. I think that womanhood, motherhood, I mean, it's sisterhood. And the
mhm.
truth is, we really just all want to help each other. There's plenty of work to be done. There's
Yeah.
plenty of babies to make blankets for. I mean, I'm very good friends with another woman who owns a baby blanket company much larger than mine, and we just share ideas where I'm very strong in thinking up products. She's amazing at how to promote herself. So we all have something to learn from each other. And I think that trusting someone and reaching out is great advice, Emma. I think
Mhm.
that's the best thing. What else did I want to ask you? I was trying to
Oh,
think.
I wanted to share about my family's charity as well.
Yes, yes, if you could. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
so that's another thing that I spend a lot of my time. My mom runs the charity, and I, help her out. She's amazing, and she does everything. But my
Tell
family
us
started.
tell us real quick what the charity is, because it's
Yeah,
amazing.
so 25 years ago, my family started a charity called the Scotty Fund that was created after my brother passed away from cancer. So I was 5 and he was
Mm.
3. It was a tough time for my family, but the most amazing thing is how the community and our town, my parents grew up in town, my grandparents grew up in town, so everyone kind of knew who our family was, and they came together and really helped out our family financially and just with support.
Oh, yeah.
So after my brother passed away, they had some extra money that was donated. So my parents took that money and started a charity with, I think, $10,000 they maybe started with. And over the last 25 years, they've given out almost $2 million.
That is so cool. I love to watch
So
it go.
we give the money to children in our area of Connecticut with life-threatening illnesses. So we help financially with medical bills, gas, if they have to stay over at a hotel near the hospital, any kind of thing like that, household bills. So we've paid for families to be able to stay home stay home from work while the kids are in treatment. And then we also do things like Christmas gifts or just any gifts for the whole family. So
Oh, I love it.
brother
You're
was
just
sick.
blessing people all over town who.
It's amazing. When my brother was sick, what was so neat was that people didn't just focus on him; they focused on the whole family. So
Right,
people would
right.
do things for me and my other brother. So that's what we try to do is we think about the whole family because it
I
affects
love
us.
that.
So yeah, it's really great. My husband and I just started doing our own fundraiser. We run a charity golf tournament, and we just had that in May, and we took in over $50,000. So
Wow.
it's really fun to be able to, be putting my own, be able to, be in charge of something because I've always just done it with my family, but
That's
it's really
beautiful.
amazing. And what's just so cool is to see the community come together. And, we
Yeah.
do this because we have to, because, we're honoring our brother, but the community comes in and does it because they want to. And it's
Oh,
amazing.
oh, I love that. That's really inspiring.
Mhm.
Wow. You guys, all people have something within them. And I think one of my saddest thoughts towards a mom being home is her feeling like she just doesn't have anything to give. And number one, my heart always says, do not discredit what you are doing every day for those children.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful and wonderful thing right there. So that alone is a full-time job and one that you are called and helped to do, I believe, by God. But the second thing is you also have ways that you can inspire, encourage, or even volunteer your services that are going to bring a big joy to your life. And so that's just what I hope to do with these little interviews. And Emma, I thank you so much for telling us your story. I I wish you the best of luck. I cannot wait to
Thank
see what
you.
you do next. I love that we can talk business and then we can talk fun,
Mhm.
dreaming ideas. And
Yeah.
thank you for keeping me grounded. Thank you for keeping me centered. And thank you for being our first guest on Moms Inspire Moms.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. This is great.
Oh,
And if
thanks.
anyone has, it wants to connect, I'm here on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Emma Lynn Creative. So I'd love to connect if
I'll put
anyone
a
has
link.
a
I'll put a
question.
link in this comment up here for you. So thanks everybody. I know that during the middle of the day, Emma, there's not many views, but afterwards I see a lot of our friends visit this. So I know this will be seen by many. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye,
Bye
Mary.
bye.
Everyone.